Okay, so welcome back. So it is actually moving day, and we're driving, and we're going from the old house to the new old house. And my boys are behind me. I'll show you in a second, but I was just thinking as I was driving, I'm in my husband's truck, and I was thinking how they're like little ducks following me in a caravan, and how when I change lanes and I use my blinker and they use their blinker when they change lanes, I'm like so proud of them for proper, what's that called? Not caroling. What is that called? When it's a bunch of caravanning. When you're caravanning in multiple vehicles, you know, you're supposed to like just do certain things to keep up with people and whatever. And they're so good at that, and I'm just so proud of them. My husband and Ella, our 15-year-old, are in the 26-foot U-Haul up there. And back there in my truck is Connor. And behind that is Riley in his car. And Connor left his car at the other house yesterday. So it is like 2:56 p.m. and we got a late start. We were all up late until like 1 o'clock in the morning packing. Still did not get done. And then we all slept in until like 8. And we got the U-Haul later, like an hour and a half later than we should have been there. And then just have been loading our butts off. And it's hot today in Arkansas. It is 89 degrees and very humid. So it feels super sweaty. And so anyways, we're tired. But we loaded this first trip on the U-Haul literally floor to ceiling. It is cram-packed full. We do plan to go back tomorrow. We planned to have a day 2. So we do still have some furniture there, some bed frames and stuff. We'll have some random things. We've got to take the ladder back tomorrow to get some high up things we couldn't reach. And we've got to take back some boxes so that we can finish packing. And then of course there'll be like the fridge and the pantry stuff and then all the outside stuff. So anyways, that's tomorrow plan. So I just thought I might maybe do like a brief video on all of this. If there's like any highlights, stay tuned. I was just thinking as I was driving, it's really not that bad for it to be 3 o'clock and us to be moving like, I don't know, say 70 or 80% of our stuff. And I know unloading always goes way faster than loading because you're trying to Tetris it all in there. So anyways, that's not too bad. I think we'll be able to unload and shower and rest and get some takeout and just kind of chill and unwind. My husband and I both said we really need to make sure that we go to bed early tonight or get like 8 or 9 hours of sleep, because we've been burning the candle at both ends for a week, and for 2 weeks we've really just not been sleeping enough. So, and we're, you know, older, so we gotta take care of ourselves so we don't get like real sore and stuff. And anyway, so, and with that, with all the stuff that we do have, the only thing important that's still at the other house is my desktop computer and my desk. Again, some bed frames and some small odd and end furniture. But, so we have like mattresses, clothes, bath stuff, all of that, we'll have at the house tonight. So we'll be staying at our new house tonight.
A little doubt will creep in. It happens over and over again. So if I act out, please be patient with me. Oh, I've been trying to feel deserving of love. You should know I won't believe you if you
Alright, so in the last clip you saw like a little mess, all the mess we have around the house. This is my temporary office setup, just because I want to be able to see out the window. Out this window is just kind of up that way a bit is my kitchen garden, which I do plan to eventually grow back to this window. So this will be a lovely space, and it's just tons and tons of green. But we have a lot of work to get there, and also lots of work to do in here. I will have to move all this furniture to trim around these walls. These gray walls will be white. There's so much to do. But anyways, today is a work day for me. So I'm going to focus the majority of my energy on getting work stuff done. Because I have meetings planned all day today, on and off. And then I'm going to bring you guys along while I get some unpacking done, so that you don't think we just live this way, because we don't. Anyways, there was something else I was going to say, but now I forgot. I thought I'd try to catch how long our grass was before my husband gets to mowing.
Listen, did you travel whilst pig?
Dining room looks a tiny bit better because we got the mattress out. This is what I worked on today after work. Getting this stuff situated. Nothing is permanent. Office stuff. I still need to order my room dividers. They'll go like right here on this carpet, so I'm gonna have enough room. Still lots to put away. So this is what I'm working on right now, the kitchen, because I really want all my cooking supplies. I want to cook dinner. I'm tired of eating out, so got some jazz music playing, and I'm gonna work on this. What are we? Not quite 3 rows deep. There's some stuff back there.
Take a breath, it's summer, summer. Smell the perfume in the air. Loving how the days are longer. Sit out on the porch, dear. Tea is sweet like smiles on faces. Water's warm, so jump right in. In the pastures, horses racing. Breezes blow on your skin. Make it last as long as you can. Make the sunlight your best friend. Sleep with windows open and then begin again.
I'm out here walking Maple until we can get her used to where she's allowed to go or not. And I love our honeysuckle wall. It smells so good right now. She's extra curious. Look it! Oh my goodness! My first black hollyhock blooms. They're so beautiful. Loaded up with buds. Cannot wait. Wow, she's taller this year. Already looks to be about 6, almost 7 feet tall. Quick look at the kitchen garden. Had lots of rain, very humid. We've just mowed, we haven't weeded it yet, so still kind of tall in the middle. But those tomatoes are doing great. These two, Maple still wants to be best friends. Nugget still could care less. She wants to play. She don't want to play with you. She don't want to play with you. Oh my gosh, you're on a leash. It's no fun. You're no fun when you're on a leash and you can't go crazy. Oh goodness.
Take a breath, it's summer, summer. Take a breath, it's summer, summer.
I'm back at the farm, and I've just got to say that I am so thankful that in all this chaos that we had another home to go to, because a couple of months ago we almost rented this house out, and then we decided to wait and do the repairs on the house and then rent it out. And this would have been a real crisis if the change to the terms and all of that had kind of come down and we had a tenant in this house, because that really would have had our backs against the wall, and it would have been sucky either option, you know. It would have been terrible. And so I'm really thankful that we had this house to come home to, but then at the same time, the winter time, because we're both gardeners and we love summer and we love to travel and be out and doing things in the summertime and playing in the yard. The winter time is when we work on the house. It's when we do anything that we've neglected over the summer, and you're going around, and also when the tall grass has died down, it's when you go around and you clean your property and, you know, your acreage that you don't walk on all the time and stuff. And we weren't here this winter, so we really feel like we're slammed with moving, upgrades we want to do, repairs that weren't done last winter because we weren't here, things that need to be done to get the garden in this summer, because I mean, there it is. That's my husband's garden from last summer. You guys, there's still tomato cages up with old tomatoes. Our cotton, which you can't see because of my door, our cotton is out there. So not only do we have to clean all that up to just get going on the summer garden, which is still going to be like, you know, 2 to 4 weeks behind. But we sold our tillers. We sold our tractor with the big tiller, which we sold it to my dad. And he said we could borrow it anytime we wanted. So we'll probably do that to get the garden really like plowed in, tilled up, opened, and till and aerate the soil, you know, 3 or 4 times before we ever plant in it. But then in order to maintain the garden over the summer, my husband usually has a small walk behind gas tiller. Well, I say small, it was like 2 feet wide. And we sold that. And so we're just like, we sold everything. We committed to city life. And we don't regret selling the things that we sold, because we concluded that that lifestyle wasn't for us. The whole having a small family farm, it just wasn't for us. We love gardening. We'll always garden. It's just part of who we are. We don't miss having chickens. We have a lot of family that raises a lot of animals, and we have numerous butcher shops around us where we can get quality local grass-fed pork and beef and all of that stuff. So we have the access to that, and because we have the financial means to get that, and we have the storage, we've got 3 or 4 deep freezers. So because we have that, even though we are preppers at heart, we feel like we can still do those things and acquire those things without having to do all the work it takes, because we've done that. We've had rabbits, we've had pigs, we've had cows, we've had chickens, and we know how much work it takes to do that. And sometimes you're in a phase of life where the only way you can afford really good quality meat is to raise the animal yourself. And that's fine. That's wonderful. We've been there. We've done that. But then other times, you know, priorities shift. And our priorities as our kids are growing up is spending as much quality time with them as possible, instead of them being laid up in the house doing nothing or playing on their phones while we're spending 8 hours on a Saturday doing farm chores. Or even if they do farm chores for us or sometimes with us, which honestly, most of the time they didn't. Usually it was my husband and I doing everything. That's not quality farm time. That's just a whole nother chore that we signed up to give ourselves, which takes away time. You know, it just takes away quality time with your spouse and with your kids. Because my husband and I, we both love working on these things, but to get things done faster, we would almost always divide and conquer, unless it was a really big project. And so rarely were we ever working on farm chores together at the exact same time and also getting quality time together. So it's just one of those things that our priorities have shifted. We're back here. We're back home. This place feels like home, but it also feels like we have so much to do, so much we want to change, because our outlook the phase of our life has changed. And even though, no, we're not in the city, that didn't work out, that didn't pan out for us, still, we're not just moving back here and going back to the life we used to have. It's just not going to be the same, because it's just not who we are anymore, and it's not where we are anymore. And just working the work we have to work for the 2 businesses that we both own now. We both work for ourselves. Spending time on that and enjoying our life, meaning doing things with our kids, doing things with each other, continuing to make time for date night, which we've always done. The almost 5 years we've been together, regular date night has always been a priority and a routine for both of us that we've always stuck with. That, and you know, we've got grandbabies coming down the pike, you guys. We've got older kids getting married this year. I've got a cousin getting married this year, a young cousin. And just, you know, it's summertime, you know, gotta go to the lake, go camping, go explore this beautiful world that God has given us. And just, we want to do that instead of milking a cow every day, or, you know, feeding a pig every day, or slaving away in your garden for 12 hours on a Saturday because the weeds got out of control and now whatever. You know, we just don't want that. You know, for the longest time we idolized that lifestyle, and we really thought we wanted it, and we tried it. We went for it. And I'm just here to tell you guys, it is, in some ways it's just not all it's cracked up to be. It is rewarding work. A lot of people say that it's hard but rewarding work, and it is rewarding. But the thing is you just, sometimes some of us get to a point to where we think, is this what we need to be doing? I'll tell you, this is a sight that I missed. My door is going to kind of block it, but let me show you this. Just sitting there and watching the clouds go by on a beautiful day. So anyways, my husband will be here with that trailer load that he was getting, which is the next to last load from the other house. The housekeeper is there today, doing us a huge solid, cleaning out that house, saving me so much time. I so appreciate having a housekeeper and have zero feelings of like anything bad. I adore her. I appreciate her, and I tell her every time I see her she's wonderful. But anyway, so I'm going to start on these trees. I'm waiting for my husband to get here. That's what I was saying, to figure out where we want to put the two fruit trees and Chinese pistachio. I dug up everything I put in that yard, and it's now in the back of this truck, with the exception of 2 small ornamental trees, because one is trying to die, and I thought, that's fine, I'll just leave them there. They're just short ornamental trees. These 2 fruit trees are older and fairly big, and I did not want to leave them. And my daffodils. My daffodils, you guys watched me transplant in a video I took from the old garden over here to over there this spring, and they had died back enough, you guys, that I couldn't really tell for sure where they were, and I was just in a hurry to get what I really wanted. And so I got my purple pansies, my yellow petunias, a few rose bushes, perennial hibiscus, and the third tree is the Chinese pistachio tree. So we've got to figure out where we want to put the true fruit trees and the Chinese pistachio tree. Everything else is going to go in my kitchen garden, which is my new cottage garden. Okay, so here we're at my desk. Here's one thing we got done. Moved my red hibiscus there, which is right next to my black hollyhock. And you can barely see it, but just right there, little tiny things. That's where I put the perennial white hibiscus. So it'll be really big one day. And then over here, right there is where we did a lot of the flowers. Also, the island came in. So one of my boys is gonna work on putting that together. This is how much we have left to do for the kitchen. And of these, like 4 are ones we've got to sort, where we have like just too much kitchen stuff. So we're gonna save those for last. So we just need to finish these 3 here. And this is not going to live here. I need to get this out. And then we've just got a lot more stuff to figure out. So we do have the rolling. This is the walnut contact paper for the counters. And I have the tile for the backsplash, which you can see it sitting here. But I have not had a chance to do that yet. It's just not priority. So I'll definitely see that in another video. And then the living room is still like plant city. So here's one of our plants. So we've still got a lot of fine tuning to do out here. This stuff is some of our storage stuff, and some stuff we're gonna sell. We have a lot of furniture we're gonna sell in the building until we get it listed, and then we'll have to kind of move stuff around. So here is that little bed that I made. So this is a newer rose. I think it's red. This one is periwinkle, so it's white and pink. And then we've got my purple pansies and yellow petunias throughout here with some of my glads that had come up. A hosta I had put in at the other house that I dug up. So that's what all this is. And then I had a few leftover plants, so I put them in containers. So that's an orange petunia and 4 tiny little hostas. So this is just where they'll live temporarily. I know where I want them to go here, but a bed doesn't exist there yet. So I'll just move them later when I can. Got some garden decor. And then this one has a pansy and 2 other hostas of a different variety. So eventually I'll create a bed here. A border will come out and go this way. And this is where we put the potatoes for now. And I have ordered bamboo fencing to make kind of like a little wall barrier here. It's going to be 4 feet tall, 16 feet long. To separate, this is just like our storage area behind the building where like bikes and extra grill, which we need to sell that, and all that stuff lives. And we're just working really hard to purge things down. Because like I mentioned, this has just been an up-leveling of everything going on in our lives. And so we're just ready to declutter, simplify, get rid of what we don't need. We're combining 2 households into one kind of. And so that's what we're doing. I'm going to be selling as much as possible. I have some project pieces that need to be made over. So after I get some projects done in the house, I'll be doing some project furniture. Oh, by the way, that's that perennial hibiscus. And you're not going to be able to see it, but we put the Chinese pistachio out there where the tall grass starts. Because just a little bit ways that way, we have a mimosa tree, still a baby, out there where the tall grass starts. And the other 2 fruit trees we put over here in the big yard by the garden. But anyways, my point was we're going through everything. We threw away a lot of stuff in this move. And in the process of doing all this stuff, we have determined what we for sure want to sell. So it's already on my to-do list for tomorrow, which will just be our 4th day living here. But tomorrow I'm going to start listing things for sale, because there's like a couch, 3 mattresses, 2 headboards and bed frames, and a TV stand, all in that building, taking up a lot of space, that are all things we want to sell. So when we get those things sold, all this stuff here can move in there, because that's actually storage stuff. We wanted the furniture in there where it's safe, because we know it's temporary. So here's our side yard. That's a willow tree we put in a few years ago. You cannot see, but on the other side of it is a cypress tree we put in. It's still kind of a baby. Here's where we put the apple. And then you pan this way. Right there is where the peach went. And beyond that peach, just here in the tall grass where you can't see it, is a pear tree. So just nice to have them kind of all spread out. We still have this huge giant yard. Plenty of room to play and do things. But anyways, this moving video is probably getting a bit long, but we're just about there, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video now, because my husband is heading over to the old house to get just like the last truckload leave the keys, all those final official things. The cleaner is done. She has wrapped up everything. And we just literally have a pickup load of stuff left in the old guest house. And so he's going to get that. And he'll be back and we'll be done. So in future videos coming after this, I'll be sharing, you know, potentially the process of unpacking, but more so of finishing the painting and doing the kitchen countertops and the backsplash and fun DIY decorating, stuff like that is what you will see in the future. And I hope you like that. Please do comment below and let me know what you think about the content. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. If you're still watching, thanks for watching to the end. Very sweet of you. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I can't wait to bring you guys along for more gardening videos and just all of this beautifulness. Always have loved this porch and this yard. I mean, what's not to love?